Welcome back. The details. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi met on Sunday with Governor of New Valley, General Mohammed al-Zamallout. Presidential spokesperson Ambassador Bassam Radi, said during the meeting the head of state was briefed on the progress report of the strategic projects in the governorate of New Valley. Madbouli said the president gave directions to continue with implementing developmental projects and to make full use of available investment opportunities. For his part, Zamallout reviewed the latest efforts with regards to initiatives and projects in the governorate in all fields, particularly agriculture. He reviewed measures taken for land reclamation and efforts to encourage agricultural investments to expand the cultivation of strategic crops, especially wheat. He also tackled the progress in the initiative to plant 2.5 million palm trees to increase the date production in the New Valley province. Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli continued on Sunday his visit to the United Arab Emirates. Madbouli witnessed the signing of a tripartite cooperation pact within an Egyptian-Jordanian UAE Industrial Integration Partnership Initiative for Sustainable Economic Development among the three nations. The signing ceremony was attended by Jordan's Prime Minister and UAE Minister of Industry. Speaking at the ceremony, Madbouli said the deal is a model for Arab economic integration to face current challenges. He said a lot of efforts are needed to speed up the implementation of the pact's projects. In his speech, Madbouli also reviewed the most significant development steps in Egypt during the past 5 years, especially in the field of industry and food security. He reiterated that despite the coronavirus pandemic and global crises, 50,000 operation licenses have been issued, allowing for 2.5 million job opportunities. Meanwhile, UAE President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed had received Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli and Jordanian Prime Minister Dr. Bishr El Khassauna upon their arrival to the country. During the talks, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed praised the Industrial Integration Partnership, saying it will give fruitful outcomes for the peoples of the three countries. UAE Minister of Industry Dr. Sultan Al Jaber said that the Partnership Pact is expected to double investments among the three states. And the army issued a statement detailing operations by law enforcement forces to quell terrorism activities in northern Sinai. The statement said a hideout was discovered and operatives in the targeted spot fired at the forces, leading to the killing of 10 terrorists.
In the framework of the efforts of law enforcement forces in the armed forces to follow up the terrorist elements in North Sinai, a terrorist shelter for the terrorist elements was detected, and it was besieged and raided as a result of the decision of the terrorist elements to shoot on the law enforcement forces in the armed forces, and the raid was a success, and it resulted in the death of 10 of the terrorists that are very dangerous, and also with them a number of weapons and ammunition and grenades and explosives were detected, and a large amount of TNT material, the highly explosive material, as well as a number of wireless devices. And the corpses of these elements were collected until all legal procedures are undertaken regarding them. And also one of the terrorists was detained, injured, before fleeing the place. And with him, a grenade was found, a gunfire, as well as ammunition, and the legal procedures are made by the different competent investigating authorities. And the men of the armed forces emphasize that they are with strong will and strength going to continue their efforts to eradicate the roots of extremism and terrorism, and will continue construction and development everywhere in Egypt.
Russian and Ukrainian troops engaged